If you have been walking around in life like you are behind, like you should be further along than you are, or like everyone else got some memo that you just somehow missed, I'm gonna stop you right there. Because that feeling, it's a lie. And most people aren't behind. They are literally just stuck in these patterns that have kept them average. And the crazy part is what we're going to talk about today. And it's if you change these 3 things that we're going to talk about today, you are going to be instantly pulling ahead of 97% of people, because the 97% aren't willing to do these 3 things, but you are. Welcome back to your weekly girl check-in. Grab your journal, open your notes app, grab a cozy beverage, because we're going to talk about exactly what it is that you need to hear this week. This is where we cut through the noise, we get real about the things that are actually holding you back, and I share my experiences and what I've learned so that you don't have to waste your time figuring it all out the hard way. And girl, today we're cutting through a lot of noise because we're going to talk about exactly why you still feel stuck even whenever you're trying really, really hard, why your energy keeps running out before the day is even over, and 3 specific shifts that you can make that will have you moving faster and ahead of everyone around you. Before we get into it, I actually have a very exciting announcement. So I mentioned in last week's girl check-in, I was really trying to figure out a way to give you a voice too, because I want this platform to be very community based and I want you to have a voice as well. So I have actually been thinking about this, and I'm going to create a Google phone number. So this is a number that you can call. I'm not going to answer. It is solely for you to leave a message, and I want it to be whatever question you have, whatever you're struggling with, just leave that voicemail there and I will play it at the end of the girl check-in and I will answer your question in the video. Now, if you are not a fan of calling, that is totally okay. You can absolutely DM me on Instagram, and I will leave my Instagram handle right below. It's also linked in my description. But I just really want to be able to give you a voice and help you with whatever direct issue is you're dealing with at this point in your life. So make sure you stay tuned for that, because I'm so excited to be able to have that and just have this new way to connect with you. Freya, what are you doing? She does this with all the blankets, and I don't understand why she has to do this. Okay, moving on. So there used to be this point in my life where I was doing everything right on paper. Okay, I had my goals, I had my vision board, I read all the books, I listened to all the podcasts, I was taking notes on everything I was listening and reading and consuming, but my life still looked the same. And if you have ever been in that place too, you'll understand how frustrating that it is and how much it just messes with your head. And then you really start to think that you're the problem. You're like, am I just not disciplined enough? Am I not motivated enough? Am I not working hard enough? And what I came to realize was that I was not missing the effort, I was not missing the discipline, I wasn't missing the motivation. What I was missing was that I was putting my energy into all of the wrong places. And the second that I figured that out, literally everything started to change. So I really want to walk you through these 3 shifts, and I swear if you start to really implement these, don't just watch this video and forget about it and then go get lost in your day-to-day. Actually listen and apply these, and I promise you, you will start to see the changes in your own life. It'll start moving into a direction that will shock you in the best way. Shift number 1, stop living in your problems. Most people are literally addicted to their problems. They are addicted with complaining and feeling antsy or anxious or just sad. Think about it like this. You open up Google Maps, Apple Maps, whatever map app you use, you type in exactly where it is you want to go, and then you look at the little blue dot and you zoom in and you just stare at your current location. You are sitting there staring at where you are. Not where you're going, but you're just really hyper focused on your starting point. You're zooming in on it. You're analyzing it. You are stressing about every little detail of your current location, but you never actually press go to to get the directions to go where you want to go. This is literally what your brain does when you are focused on what's wrong. You're parked. You're not moving. I want you to do something that is kind of uncomfortable. I want you to pay very close attention to your thoughts for an entire day. Like, actually notice them and what you're thinking. What is it that you're replaying over and over and over again in your head? How often are you replaying a little conversation you had with someone that made you frustrated and what you could have said instead? How much are you replaying that person that cut you off in traffic? How much are you replaying that annoying coworker that just gets under your skin? How often do you think about what's not working, what went wrong, or just what you don't have yet? Now, I want you to compare that to how often you are intentionally thinking about your next move. Listen, I know it seems like people that are ahead of you don't have problems, but I promise you, they do. They just don't build a home inside of those problems. You're going to have problems no matter what kind of goals you achieve. No matter if you get to your dream reality, you're still going to have problems. You might have more resources to deal with those problems, but you're still going to always have problems, and that's why you have to learn to not live in them. And here's what I really want you to understand, and if you have your notes out, jot this down because it will help you whenever you're caught up in that thought loop and you feel like you can't get out of it. If you focus on the problem, you stay the same. If you focus on the solution, then you're gonna start to move. So when something happens, instead of saying like, oh, why is this happening to me? We're not doing that. We're gonna say, okay, what's my next move? And this is not the perfect move. This is not the move that's gonna fix everything. It is literally just the next step that you're going to take. And this is gonna help you focus so much more on the solution. That's the thing with a lot of like the 97% of people is they are problem-based thinkers. The other 3% are solution-based thinkers. They think about the solution to their problems more than they think about the problems themselves. And let me tell you, this is a very painful lesson I have had to learn throughout my own self-development journey, because you are taught to focus on the problem and your brain automatically does that to protect you. But if you can really become aware of that and you start focusing on how you can solve these problems, because yes, there are some that are really bad in the world and just in other people's lives, but there's always something you can do. There is always some solution you can take. Now, the second point is kind of part of the first point, but it's so important to do that I wanted to make it its own little talking point, and it's that you need to stop reacting to everything. This is something that I have really had to work on, and it's something I still catch myself doing, but I'm aware of it when it happens and I can stop it instantly. You are giving your energy away every single day to things and people that don't matter, and it is literally killing your progress. Every day you wake up with a certain amount of energy, almost like whenever you unplug your phone and you have a full battery. And that battery, just how it powers your text, your camera, your calls, your social media, your apps in general, your battery has to power your focus, your motivation, your ability to show up for yourself to create the life that you want. And most people will wake up and drain the entire battery before half the day is even gone. And honestly, like, on what? On a comment someone left? On some snarky remark someone said to you? On drama that has literally nothing to do with your goals? It's usually on the thing that you can't control and that you couldn't have prevented. And then you wonder why you have no energy left for the things that actually do matter, and therefore you always feel like you're behind. This is honestly a very big part of my own self-development journey, because once I realized this, it truly did start changing things for me, because I wasn't giving my energy to the things that didn't matter, the things where it might have mattered to me in that moment, but a month from now, the next day, like a year from now, I'm not even gonna freaking remember it. It doesn't serve my goals, it doesn't serve who I want to become, so why in the world would I give it any attention? And the same thing goes for you, whatever that looks like in your life. You are not required to react to everything that happens to you. And the reason we do that is because we want the universe and just the people around us and ourselves. We want to validate those feelings of frustration and anger and disappointment. And that's why like we feel like we can't move on past those emotions because we need those feelings validated. I'm gonna tell you right now though, and this is what I've learned, it's not validating your feelings. You don't have to make it so known when things bother you like that are pointless, because it's doing nothing but pour your energy into something that is draining you dry. The things over here that matter to you need that energy. They need your attention. They need your focus, not the things that are just like an energy vacuum. The things that don't matter. The things that are never gonna get you your dream life. Why would you give anything like that your attention? Your reaction has a price. Your attention has a price, and you're always spending it on something. So you better make sure that you're spending it on something that's actually going to move your life forward. I'm not saying to be completely numb or cold or unbothered to the things that happen to you, because there are going to be instances that sting and they make you really upset. But there's a little gap of time from whenever something happens and to how you actually respond. And in that little gap, you get to decide if whatever that is deserves your energy. Unbothered is not an aesthetic, it is literally discipline. The most grounded and most successful people are not around here reacting to every little thing that happens to them or every little thing that someone says to them, because as you go towards your dream life and you start growing, you are going to start hearing the opinions of people around you, and you've got to be tough enough to not let it bother you or give that any attention that's going to knock you off course. The most grounded and successful people are protecting their energy and their attention like it's the most valuable thing that they own, because it is. So this week, I really want you to ask yourself, before you react to anything, is ask yourself, is this really worth it? Not, am I right? Not, do I deserve to be upset? Just, is this worth me literally spending like a currency my attention and my energy? The third shift is you have got to stop waiting until you feel ready. The 97% always have some excuse for why they haven't started something yet. They're waiting for the stars to align. They're waiting for the perfect moment to feel motivated and confident, or they're waiting until this particular thing happens or until after this particular event. Like, We're not doing that, okay? The perfect moment does not exist. When I started this YouTube channel, I woke up randomly one morning. I spent probably like a couple months really studying YouTube, how to make a good video, and got my camera. I'm sorry if you hear a little crinkling, that's Katie playing with her toy. She woke up from her nap and she wants to play. But when I started this YouTube channel, I studied how to make a video. I studied how to edit a video. I kind of put it off for a little bit, honestly. I really thought I would feel ready. I woke up one day, literally at like 8 a.m. and I was like, you know what? Screw it. I'm filming my video today. So I got dressed. I had a house full of people at the time. There was probably like 5 or 6 other people within that home that were still asleep. So I went downstairs, I set up my camera, and I pressed record. And you can go watch that video. It is the very first video on my channel. It's very cringe. I'm sorry if you go watch it. It's a little ugh. But it happened. And that was the moment where I said, screw it. I'm literally like, I didn't want to talk in front of anybody while I was on a camera, and anybody could have woken up at any point during that time I was filming it, but I didn't care. I didn't care. I just knew what I wanted, and I was not going to wait anymore. So if there's something that you really want, you have got to just go for it. That perfect moment is not gonna happen. You're not gonna just study everything perfectly until you feel ready. Like, it's just, you're only going to feel better by doing. And honestly, whenever you're starting something, you are a little afraid. I actually was watching an interview with Jocko Willink, and I love his mentality. He was very, very high up in the military, but he was asked, what do you do in a very high, tense, very terrifying scenario? And he says, go. And that is how you create solutions. The feeling is never going to come first. You're gonna have to create it by doing. And every single time that my life has changed, and I mean significantly changed, it was not because I felt ready by any means. It's because I decided to just go anyway. Even whenever I was scared, even whenever I didn't know if it was the right thing, and especially when I did not feel like it. You don't feel confident and then act. You act and then the confidence is gonna show up. This is actually what happened whenever I left my previous career in real estate. I saw success in it and there's parts of it that I truly enjoyed, but I left it to pursue content creation full time because this is where my true heart and passion lies. And it was really scary to let go of a career that actually is highly regarded and it does have good things about it, and I did enjoy parts of it. But I had to follow my heart fully, and that's what YouTube is for me. But whenever I, made it known that I left that career and people found out, like, it just was very weird, and it was a scary thing for me to do because that's just kind of what I knew for a while. And I took a chance on myself, and I think it was one of the best decisions that I've ever made. So those are the 3 shifts, and let me tell you, whenever you put all 3 together, something really magical starts to happen. You stop living inside of your problems. You build self-trust, and it's the kind of self-trust that comes from actually keeping the promises that you make to yourself. And you stop waiting for the perfect moment, which doesn't exist, to give you permission to start. That is the moment where you start to quietly move into the direction of the person that you want to be and like the 3%, while the other 97% are still in the parking lot of their potential. They're sitting around just thinking about it. They're not actually doing anything. And I'm not trying to be mean or I'm not trying to be harsh because I used to be that person. So if you've been feeling behind, let me tell you that you're not behind. You've just been focusing on the wrong things. So I really hope today's video gave you the clarity that you needed and the motivation to go be that 3%, go act like that 3% because you have so much potential. Don't let feeling behind stop you from taking action and from doing the things that you feel driven to do. If you enjoyed this video, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and subscribe down below so that I know it actually made a difference to you. It truly means the world to me and makes my day whenever I see those messages from you guys that these videos have been helping you. So please don't be afraid, don't be shy, leave a comment and let me know. And also don't forget about the Google number. I will have that in next week's video, so make sure you stay tuned because I want to make sure I give you a voice too. This platform is not just for me, it's for all of us to have a community and a voice. So make sure you stay tuned for that. And with that being said, thank you so much for being here, thank you for watching, and I cannot wait to catch you in the next girl check-in. Bye!